So it was this woman and she loved her garden. She watered it every day. She was always out there pulling weeds. She'd be singing to the fucking plants, never gonna give you up. But the biggest thing was she was always taking everybody's advice on the garden. You should plant tomatoes. You growing marijuana? My cousin grew squash. You should grow some squash. You should get a grapevine and then fry the grapes and make raisins. And she went along with everything everybody said because she felt like it sounded right. She planted whatever the fuck they said to plant or whatever seeds they gave to her. And sure enough, the garden grew. It looked full, healthy, successful, but every harvest left her empty. She didn't like the food. She didn't enjoy the work. She out there growing weed and she don't even smoke weed. Some of that shit, she didn't even recognize what the fuck it was she had grown. So one night she was out there in the garden, she was stabbing the shit at the soil because she was frustrated. And this old groundskeeper stopped at her fence and was looking like, what the fuck? Spoiler alert, it's the motherfucking mug again. And he was like, what the fuck are you doing over there? You having an episode? You getting ready to bury a body? So she stopped stabbing and she just looked at him. He looked back kind of shook like, hold on now, chill the fuck out now, I'm just trying to help. And she chilled the fuck out and was like, I did everything right. I listened, I followed the rules, but none of this feels like mine. And he looked over the fence, kind of looked at the soil a little bit. He was like, okay, well, the soil looking pretty fucking good. It's soft. You see how it's just give when you stab that shit? It's really receptive. It'll take anything that you put in there, huh? And she kind of smiled and shrugged and said, isn't that a good thing? And he said, hell yeah. And then he hopped over the fence. He got hops. He picked up the shovel and put it in her hands. And then he said to her, but soil without a gardener's will grow anything that gets dropped into it. And she looked at him kind of puzzled, like, what the fuck are you talking about? And he told her, you didn't choose these seeds. And once they took root, you spent all your time and energy protecting them like they were your own. He put out his hand and she handed him the shovel back. And he tapped the shovel on the ground. And he said, masculine energy is not about force. It's about selection. Then he pointed to the fence. That fence, that's discernment. This shovel, that's assertion. And she looked around the garden. She was like, I done let all these motherfuckers tell me how to run my shit. And she asked, how do I fix it? And he told her, you don't fix the garden. You fix who's deciding. But also dig up all this bullshit because this shit whack. So after that, she stopped accepting every seed and every suggestion. She stopped apologizing for pulling shit up. She stopped explaining why certain shit didn't belong in her garden. She chose what stayed, and she chose what got the fuck gone. And the next season, the garden was smaller. But when the harvest finally came, she loved what she had grown. She loved her radishes and her rutabagas, because that's what the fuck she wanted to grow with her weird ass. Receptivity without assertiveness turns you into a vessel for other people's ideas. You receive what society hands to you. You protect it like it's your own idea. That's the feminine side, the receptive side. Then you assert those ideas into the world with your actions. That's your masculine side, your assertive side. And then you wonder why the fuck you feel like your life don't belong to you. Masculine energy is the ability to say, that idea isn't mine. This shit doesn't align with who I am. And I choose what I create and cultivate. Boundaries aren't walls, they're filters. And a life built from your own seeds always tastes better. So if you dug that shit, go ahead and like that shit, share that shit, and stop letting these motherfuckers run your life. Get your shit in order and get your life together. Peace.